Hey guys, Trevor here from the Man Tools radio show. Um, I mentioned to Eric last night that I had a daddy daughter dance tonight, Friday. So we thought it would be kind of a fun, good idea to show you guys kind of how a man should dress up. Uh, so I'm going to show you how to shine some shoes. I'm going to show you how to tie a full Windsor in case you don't know. Uh, I'll show you uh, the difference between a suit and sport coat, and a couple other things. So, um, with that being said, let's get to how to shine some shoes. So, in order to shine some shoes, you're going to need a couple of things. And it's real convenient if you can get a kit like this. Has a place for you to set your shoes on while you're shining them. I like to use a towel to kind of cover my table. I don't even know what they're called, shoe inserts or whatever. It allows you to, especially if you have shoes that are kind of softer leather, this makes it so that the tips and the toes are nice and firm, which helps you get a better shine. And then it has these handles that you can hold on to. So inside, I've got, if I can get this to balance, I've got a couple of different black shoe polish, brown shoe polish, and sponges to apply those. This stuff is awesome. I'll show you what I use that for in a minute. Now, if I wasn't doing this the day of, I would also apply some of this. It really gets a nice gloss. But because I don't have time to let this dry, we'll do what we can, and it'll still be real close to a military spit shine. And then, of course, brushes for brushing the polish to a nice gloss, and some buffing cloths. I don't really use those necessarily, and then toothbrush. This is for getting into the little nooks and crannies where your sole meets your shoe. Now, the shoes. You'll notice over here I got this real dusty box. There's a reason for that. It makes it so that the dust doesn't get on my shoes, which means that it's just a little bit easier to get them clean and shiny. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is we're going to untie the shoes and pull the laces out. Now these particular shoes are black wingtips. The reason they're called wingtips is because they have little, almost looks like wings on the tips. Then I'm going to stick my shoe tree. That's what these are called, shoe trees. I don't know why they're called trees. They're not really, there's not branches on them or anything. So I'm going to use this, one of these microfiber cloths. These are great to just knock the dust off of this. First things. And then I like to kind of start with the sole. And yes, you do need to shine, or at least blacken, the edges of your sole. You can buy a product called edge dressing, which really gets this shiny. But again, that's a product that needs to have time to dry. So I wouldn't recommend applying it on the same day as whatever your event is that you're shining your shoes for, because you will leave black marks everywhere that you take a step. So I get it inside the crevice here first, and then I just kind of smear the polish on the edge of the sole. That's why the product you can use for this is called edge dressing. But I just use my regular Kiwi brand shoe polish, because all I'm really going for is black. Not that worried about it shining on the sole. So now I'm going to take this leather lotion. If you don't have leather lotion, you can also use some Zippo lighter fluid or a little bit of rubbing alcohol. But I'm going to put just a little bit of this into my polish, if I can get it to come out. There we go. Just like a little, I don't know, about dime size, maybe nickel size spot. Then I'm going to take my sponge, work it in. Now this is going to be real close to what the military used to call a spit shine, which, while we're on the subject, the fact that the military doesn't have any footwear that needs to be shined anymore, I think is a shame. Because that's a place that a lot of young men, including myself in years past, actually learned how to do this stuff. I get it with the combat boots. You know, in my day, you'd have to have shined boots, and then you go to a motor pool and just work on trucks all day. And wreck all of the work that you put into it. But now they either wear suede or patent leather, which doesn't have to be shined. Now what I like to do is I'll get that in there, and I will set this shoe kind of off to the side and let that dry a little bit. I'll let this one dry while I buff out the other one. You just want to do this until your gray looks kind of gray and dull, until that turns black and shiny. You just kind of want to follow the shape of your shoe. Similar to any kind of waxing, because that's what shoe polish is made out of. You wax your car. Obviously, you don't use a brush like this, but that tongue, sides. last but not least, get the edge of that sole buffed out so you don't need black marks all over the place. Re-step. Hopefully that comes out in the camera. But like I said, nearly as good as the old military spit shine. And in fact, this is when I kind of figured out the trick to putting some kind of oil into the wax. Like when I was in the military, I actually used to use Zippo lighter fluid. You can get real close to a spit shine, but only have to put in the work of a brush shine. So, there we go.